Okay, I got it. I pulled tarot cards, and as I said earlier, I don't read other people's interpretations. I read my own spirit. And I pulled, well, I didn't pull. What I do is I shuffle, and a card will fall out, and it's for me, and I feel it, so I know it's for me in spirit. So last night I was shuffling, and 4 cards fell out in this order. And they've been sitting here on my table because I couldn't figure them out, what they meant. And this is what I have this morning. I have that we are in this in and out recycle system of idle stars. It's a recycle system. Until you are aware of your Christ within, you'll continue to go into the darkness and live in this matrix with whoever. But you may lose your soulmate or your twin flame in the process. And so I am here speaking to everybody in the cups. Whatever cup you are in, whatever channel you are on, whether you're a demon, a snake, a woman, a man, whatever you are, I'm talking to you. Can you see? And if people get it, we are full, and we will live on earth, in heaven, in the 5th dimension, on earth, not in the mind, somewhere else. This is Jesus. You made an idle star out of Jesus. And he's not an idle star. His entire message was you. You are the God you seek. But instead of believing in Jesus, you turned him into an idle star. And so he's watching and waiting for you to be Christ, to accept him as one of you instead of some Lord, which does not exist in God's garden. Not a nasty, tyrannical Lord. And that's what people use. They use Jesus to be that kind. They Bible thump and scare people with Jesus. It's not acceptable. We can keep recycling, or you can listen to me, and we can work together to create emotional intelligence here, where women are not crazy bitches, and you stop sending your mothers to hell in the name of Jesus. That's a big sin, guys. You're in the darkness. You're in the 4th dimension. And unless you see it now in consciousness, when you're still alive and able to work through your emotional disturbances, the way I was with my family, to come to the truth in every situation of a disconnected cord in your soul group. You don't want to be disconnected, but you disconnected Jesus when you made him Lord. Jesus and Mary's story. Our twin flames. I don't remember before Jesus and Mary, but I know why they were there. I know they were there to teach lessons of the heart. And I know they were demonized, both of them, by the masses. after the media twisted their reality and gaslit the truth about Christ consciousness. Jesus said, we are all Christ. Our imagination is the manifester. I also know that Jesus and Mary came back in the Middle Ages. Jesus and Mary decided to come as king and queen. They were King James and Queen Bloody Mary. You can fit yourself into any role in spirit. You can hijack families. And you can live as king and queen in your next life. But I wouldn't. We did that. Didn't work out. In the rich world, King James was taken away from his mother after his first year and raised by lords and pedophiles. Mary was beheaded 19 years after she was accused of killing her husband. Yeah, that was wrong. But Mary was okay. Mary, by the time she had been beheaded, I bet she had no fear or anxiety whatsoever in her heart about being beheaded. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I do, because I feel that Mary came back. She came back into the body, this time, of a Grosclose, who started off life in the West 250 years ago in Virginia. There's a town named after us. And we've been reborn and recycling in that same system. Sleepwalking every birth. At this birth, I had a twin flame. You see, you can have more than one in your soul group working with you. And I went into the body of my mother. I went into her, not body, her imagination. I saw her life when she was 10. And then I saw myself picking the role of one of her children. And I picked Cheryl Ann Grosclose because Cheryl Ann Grosclose was the one to agree to bear the brunt of mother's anger. You see, we're picking roles and we're having to live through karma. And if you were breaking contracts with your soul group the life before and hurting people, then you'll be the one being hurt this life. It's a big cycle. You're not getting away with anything. And so it's when people decide to stop hurting and hurting each other and become the Christ that Jesus was counting on. But if you continue to worship idol stars or other bodies, understand everybody's in a costume playing out a role. And underneath the costume may be a secret angel trying to teach you to rise above the 3D madness, go through the darkness, face the truth in your own fantasies of what you've become, tell your family what you want to become, and start fantasizing about your new world. You are the manifester of your world. And because Hollywood has all the people in a trance to their fantasy, it's immoral, Babylon bullshit. You're not evolving anywhere. You're going to keep it up until either the seas come or the seas run dry or whatever. I don't speak for the future for you. I only know my future because I am creating it with my twin flame, whom I am connected to. And when you're connected to your twin flame, you don't need a body. You need a heart that can read telepathy of what your twin flame is thinking and feeling. And if you can read what your twin flame is thinking and feeling, you're doing well. But when the beams and the cords are broken in our eyes, we can't see them anymore. We see their behavior. We see their hurt, or they hurt us. We see fear. And the eyes are not open in fear. You can't see love in fear. And people do the unthinkable in fear. I believe Jesus and Mary story is very significant to our simulation. It's my story, and it's a part of this simulation in a way that can help us evolve. I know that's what you want. I know it's in you. But you're blocked with your ego the way I've been blocked with mine. How can I tell you? I am Mary, and my son is Jesus, and we are you, and you are we. And your fear of the stories and fables that you've been fed is nonsense. Erase everything and just come home to your family, your own Jesus, your own Mary. They're in your children. They're in your parents. They're in your siblings. But you know who they are. You know. So value and cherish who you know. And don't let Hollywood make you think people are toxic. Don't let Hollywood run the narrative in your garden. Get out of the Garden of Eden before they blow the dome off and release the seas. You are the manifester. You are the creator. You need your twin flame to make it happen. I'm going to let the song speak for me. So listen. Everybody is a star seed. And you go back to the stars with your lights in your eyes. But you chose to idolize Jesus. And you will never see when you judge. Good or evil, you cannot see when you judge. You threw Jesus away. And Mary. Me. My life proves it. The dark hates the light. The dark is afraid of the truth. Everybody went dark. But we are all one originally. Who we become is individual. I hope you find your soulmate. I hope you find your twin flames. I hope you find your support group, and that you don't throw them away in toxic mental thinking. This is my mother speaking. Break down the walls between the genders, because he's turning into Satan. This is my grandmother, it's not my mother, but my grandmother is coming back alone, without her twin flame. She's coming back into the family, her grandchildren, great-grandchildren. I don't know where, but she'll be back. And she's full of Christ consciousness, if anybody can recognize her. Once you get it, you never lose it. And it was my mother, 1, 2, 3, who also demonized her husband, and he turned into a demon. And my mother is very sorry. But she's stuck here too. She has to repeat life with my dad. And so my mother and my father are coming back to be reborn. But they are still in the 3D until they can find each other when conscious and stay together for eternity. But the way the world's being broke and cords are being broke during ego trips, we're turning away from our soulmates. These are soulmates. And we're turning them into monsters with our judgment. But we get these stupid ideas from Hollywood and Bibles about women. And we think we're the men. We think we're in charge here. We got to put her in line, keep her in her place. Well, that's why you're retarded and why you're losing your souls to artificial intelligence, where you can be reborn void of your right brain. Yes, you can. But you can be a reptile, and it won't matter to you. Won't matter one bit. Or you can join with your families again. Families for humanity. That was the Jesus and Mary story. That's in my imagination. That's my fantasy. And that's what I know in my heart. This isn't about sex. Sex has nothing to do with love. If I could explain that sensation my son and I had in 2016, I would. I had it on a video in YouTube, but they deleted all my videos because I was telling the truth. And it's a heart orgasm. You have orgasms in the heart. It's absolutely beyond anything I have ever felt here. And I didn't understand what that was other than pure love and laughter and knowing and eternal love. That's all I knew at the time it was happening. And it took me, it's 2016, so 6 years to get it and to accept it. Because I was born here too, and to start talking like I talk would be blasphemy to the cult. You know, you're raised to demonize me and make an idol star out of Jesus. Don't judge, lest ye be judged. You're going to create your monsters in judgment. And you're going to create your gods in judgment. And you have created neon gods who can only feed you artificial stuff. Nothing real, nothing worthwhile. Without your own emotional sense that Aristotle took away, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. You're in a fantasy, you're in a trance, and you're rejecting what I'm saying. And I'm accepting that. My granddaughter and grandson would reject what I say. They broke the cord, and now I can't feel for them. I can't feel for my grandchildren. And that's a cardinal sin here. So they'll be repeating life in the dark until they come to Christ consciousness and know that we are all one. And to judge is to lose everything that you ever loved and wanted.